All right, so let's see if cursor is working for us now. So I'm going to simply just tell it to continue, but it did ask me some questions first. So yes, please run the bootstrap. So it want to bootstrap again, uh, probably for the other features. And also, how should we structure ADRs for the scope? And it suggests, card, orders, roles, all these things should be in its own ADR. I like that. So I'm just going to hit enter, and let's see if it's going to work better for us now. Now, sometimes if you run into something like this where it says it takes a long time and sort of just freezes on you, what might be needed is for you to start a new chat. I haven't done it now. It seems to be working good. But if you're going to start a new chat, then basically what you need to tell Cursor is make a summary of this chat. So I'm going to start a new chat. It will create a summary. You create a new chat and you just paste that summary in the chat so that it knows where it is and so forth. But it looks like it's going fine. It's planning next move. So far so good. Looks like this chat is still working, but if it's going to come back with it takes too long, then we will most definitely use a new chat. But it looks fine. So here's a couple of things that as we go along, you can see how we keep documenting things. For instance, let's say a chat disappear. You can simply go to Cursor and say, please go in. You can basically take this backend super base plan, copy it into a new chat, ask it to look through the ADRs and so forth, and it will be back on track. Something else you can do is every now and then, if you see a chat gets too long, is to say summarize it, create an MD file for the chat, give it a proper name and save it somewhere. So in 3 months from now, you want to make changes to, let's say, the shopping cart. You can basically go grab that chat MD file and place it into a new chat with the plan maybe and so forth. So it is crucial to always, and I mean always, to keep history one way or the other. So we use, of course, we have templates. That is a history in its own, so that your system know how things should be formatted, like emails. We have the plan. It can go through the plan, work through the plan. And then, of course, we have the ADRs, which is your main history. But if you also start summarizing big change chats, all right, and then create MD files for it, you can even take that MD file and put it inside a specific feature. For instance, shopping cart or commerce backend or whatever the case may be. All right, so it created a lot of ADRs for us. So we've got one for the backend, commerce schema, the buyer, customer. So I've got a lot of ADRs to run through. I'll just say skip this. And it will now explain exactly what it did, what is blocked, and so forth. And we'll need to read through this. But for now, I just want to look at our plan and what it created for us so far. So here's the high level architecture that it changed. That is very important for the ADR. Out and email verification, registration, edge functions. Cool. All right, so it's quite extensive, and it drafted the first thing, which was the ADR, and it even marked it off. And it wants me now to go through the ADRs. Excuse me, I'm going to do that just now, not in the video. I want to read through everything properly without you having to sit here and watching me read things. All right, but just quickly, let's see what the backend ADR looks like. All right, so we deprecated the whole bootstrap thing ADR4, and it's not go ADR4. Yep, we're going to go to 5. It created a new schema. That's proposed. What's the problem? The shop UI is front end only. We need persistent catalog data server side, and it will describe all the things it will do, the tables that it will create. Everything is in there for us. Then it's going to move over to authentication, and this is where security starts becoming quite important. All right, once again, what is the problem? Customers need Superbase auth, profile, shipping address for orders, and real access to past orders. Administrators also need a role visible to Postgres. Why now? Checkout, saved addresses, and orders all depend on a consistent user ID. That's true. So a user ID will be connected to the user's email, orders, and things like that. There's the positive, and here's the risk. Role elevation must be operationally guarded. Leaked admin JWTs are as dangerous as weak RLSs. So I really don't know what it means by JWTs. So what I'm going to do, if you're going to grab this whole line and you give it to cursor in ask my mode, and I say, please explain what this means and how we can handle it in the ADR. Very important. If you don't understand something, ask AI, right? So it can explain to you things that you're going to learn from me. Is super cool, but there's a lot that you can learn from AI too. There's the implementation notes. All right, so while it's carrying on, that's really going to be the end of planning. In the next video, we're going to execute the plans. I just wanted to read through the ADRs so I don't have egg on my face when we're actually going to execute this. And there we go. Yes, okay. Role elevation must be operationally guarded. Role elevations means turning a normal user into an admin or giving them, okay, so role elevation, I understand. You've got a normal user on your system, right? Now you can upgrade him maybe to an administrator. So if you have, let's say, a staff member that will add new products, or that needs to see orders for customers and so forth. You can elevate his role to become either an administrator or a product editor or a sales person or whatever the case may be. So you can have many roles, right? And these roles of course need to be managed properly, because if you by mistake code in such a way that a normal user that comes to buy from you can see your products, edit your product, see other people's orders, that's a big no-no, right? And we're going to talk a lot about security when we're going to implement these roles. So how about there might be a bug in your code and that allows a user to change the profile role to admin. You can inject code, and I will show this to you. You can inject code onto a web page, right? By using F12, there's a space where you can actually add code in. And if this is going to be allowed to be added from a web browser type of setup, that guy is going to have admin privileges. The operational guards means your document and enforce. Okay, I'm not going to carry on much further with this. Simply because we're going to look at security very soon. So that's it for this video. I'm going to read through the ADRs and I'll summarize it for you in the next video, and we're then going to finish up the planning and start running the code. That will run probably 15 minutes or so. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.